Okay, so we got orders to I was about to write in my journal, which I feel like I'm gonna do anyways, and probably just dive deeper once I'm done with this video, but I feel like it's important for me to talk about these things as I'm feeling it. I just feel like my life has been on repeat and there's always something, and I mean, like, there's always a backtrack, there's always a side swipe, unexpected thing to happen. 2024 has been probably a very negative year for me. Just a lot of bad things happen. Sometimes I feel like I've been hexed by someone that I know, but I know that I do have a God that's greater than this hex, if it is a hex that's been put on me, or someone wishing, you know, negative things upon me and my family. But I really just can't help but think that might be true. I don't know if you see back there, but I have my son, Onyx, which was my most recent pregnancy. I gave birth to him preterm around 21 weeks, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks since he had been born and passed. He was alive when I gave birth to him, and I don't know if it's that, but I also have been feeling this way regardless, feeling so stagnant in life. I'm going back to school in January. From here to that part of my life, this is Solus, if you haven't met him. He's a little mischievous child. I love him. But mommy needs a little bit of time to myself. Wow. The door's gonna be open. And then I just hired a fitness/nutrition life coach, but I need to invest that in me, and I feel like that's a reason why I'm doing this. Take back my life in some way, because I really just feel like everything's everywhere and I can't grasp my hand on it. My depression and anxiety has kind of gotten worse since leaving the military. For whatever reason, you know, my son Onyx that just passed kind of gave me some kind of clarity in my life in a way, but I also still feel the lingering things about my life of just not feeling in control and just stagnant in my life. And I don't like that. I used to have a very clear path in my life ever since joining the military, and I don't want to blame the military for everything because it's not everything. I feel like my life has been sucked out of me, and a lot of my happiness, motivation, and all the things that came very natural to me, it's gone. It's like it's left the body. I don't like to blame it solely on one thing. You know, I still feel happy in some ways. I feel like I'm a very optimistic person. There's a lot of shadows in my life. There's a lot of darkness in my life, and I still rely on God. I still have my faith, but I don't have a community out here. I just moved to Oklahoma a few months ago, and honestly, ever since moving to Oklahoma, there has been a lot of unthinkable things. I don't like this version of myself. I want to share this part of me with people because everyone gets to see this light part of me, but I also have a very dark part of me that I don't want to hide. I want people to understand, like, this is a part of me, and may I not like every part of me, but it's still me. There are things that I don't want to share. There are things that I will not share. I feel like it's gonna bring some kind of comfort to someone knowing that they're not alone in this, because I know a lot of veterans feel the same way. My hope is to not feel like I'm misdirecting you in who I am as a person, because that's not my goal. My goal is to share my testimony, to connect with others. YouTube was a very big part of my life, and literally since I joined, I really stopped. I do think a lot of that just A lot of people were just very negative towards me in the military. I joined the wrong job. Someone like myself who's very kind and loving to others, that was not the norm in my squadron, that someone would just be smiling and happy and would just look down upon me because I'm too happy or too bubbly. Just people making weird assumptions about me and having their own beef with me when I barely even knew them. Obviously my military career was not the most positive experience, but I do hope for people who are joining that it can be different. But it was very disappointing for me. I have a very great mentor slash auntie in my life in the Air Force, and she guided me through a lot of things and she motivated me to join, and she was very sad about my experience. Since my son passing away, I don't know, I feel like it I feel it changed me as a person in some ways. I think it also minimized the fact that some of the things that I cannot control, like, actually matter. Like, a lot of the stuff that made me depressed are very minimal and small things, you know, and those are things that meant something to me. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, those things are very minor, very small, and that was my biggest battle at the time. And then having this death, it just made a very big impact on the way I see life, and it kind of gave me some motivation to work on the things that I meant something to me, like this YouTube channel, my Instagram. Like, I know that sounds very shallow, but that is something I have interest in, and I dropped off. I love the impact that I made in my social media career, even if it's a very small one. I love being able to connect with others who have gone through the same thing, and I think that's why I loved it so much, because it was my small little community of people. I would get to have these very deep and intimate conversations I would never have if I didn't share my story. Again, I'm a very optimistic person. I don't like to see all the negative in the world, and of course there's negative in the world, and there's of course toxic people, and there's of course bad, but I personally like to focus on the good and the things that I've learned. Ultimately, I really want to get back on, not really, I am going to be back on YouTube and sharing my story, sharing my testimony. Even if it's not all about fitness, which it used to be, I still feel like I have the voice and the confidence to talk about my stories. More than ever, I kind of need that right now, especially, you know, with my son's passing, and then me being away from family. I'm in Oklahoma City now, and I have no friends right now. I have one person that I've been talking to that I met at my apartments, and yeah, I really hope that whatever I talk about, you guys are able to learn something, connect with, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings just trying to find happiness. Well, I hope. Life is very hard, and I'm approaching 30, which doesn't feel like it, but I have about 6 months left to go until then. I feel so young, and I feel like I have so much more to learn in life. Don't want to waste my life. My son is, I don't know, he's being goofy right now. I hope you subscribe for the future videos that I have, and check out my old videos and kind of get to see a little bit about my past and who I was in the past, because honestly, I really enjoyed my past life in my 20s, which I'm still in my 20s, but it's coming to an end, and I think maybe it's a midlife crisis. I don't know. A lot of things have happened in 2024 for me and my family. I really hope to connect with many people through this. Even if it's for a couple of people, that's fine to me. I never want to lose myself. Never want to just hide from the world or who I am. I do like myself, I do. And I really hope in this healing process that I'm going through that you guys are able to do that for yourselves and see it through someone else's lens. Thank you so much for listening. If you're over here in this time frame, maybe leave me a comment down below of something that you struggled with this year and something that you've learned, or something positive happened this year, and maybe a goal for next year. I don't know. Let's just have a conversation in the comments below, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.